comedy stylings of Naomi Bentley.
Hey, how are you guys all liking sketch night so far? Come on. How are you guys liking sketch night? And can we hear it once more for the stand-up routines? Sam Ward, Jake Fullerton, and Judy Jensen. I've been sitting here in rehearsal for the majority of the day, and I'm watching these guys' routines, and I hadn't actually seen the lineup yet, you know, the order, and I'm thinking, oh my god, these guys are hilarious. And I'm like, wouldn't it suck if I was like last? Yeah, it would suck. So, suffice to say, please, at this time, lower your standards. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. Anyways, so the other day I was in this gift shop and I'm looking at these cute little kitchen magnets, and I saw this one that said, "Everyone brings joy to this home. Some when they enter, some when they exit." So of course I was like, oh, I'm so buying that. I put it on my front door. Yes, I know you're not supposed to put kitchen magnets on your front door. Bite me. It's actually been a really great solicitor repellent. It doesn't work on the Mormons, but then again, what does? But you know, I think we've all had those people in our, we all have those people in our lives. Not the Mormons, sorry, but the kitchen magnets. Those people, they come over to your house and then they just never leave. And you don't know what to do to get them to leave without being awkward or rude, you know? What do? Well, you do what any of us would do naturally. Excuse yourself to go to the bathroom. For a very long time. You might want to take a blanket or pillow, maybe a snack, maybe a video game with you, because you don't know how long you're going to have to camp out in there before they finally decide to leave. I do that actually as a rule. Before I have guests over, I always make sure to stash a blanket and a book in my bathroom, just in case that happens and I'm stuck in there for a while. You never know how long it's going to be. Because I mean, at first they don't even notice you're gone. They'll keep visiting without you. Then like a half hour goes by and they notice it's been a while. But you know, you guys had beans for dinner, so it's still explainable. Then an hour goes by. Now they're kind of entertaining the thought that you may have fallen in. 2 hours goes by. Now they're starting to consider that you may have passed away while you were in. But you know, no one comes and checks on you because let's face it, they don't really want to be the ones to find you if that's the case. It's kind of weird. But you know, they're all thinking, well, we'll bring her flowers if that's the case. That's not. We'll say some nice words in her memory. So during the second hour, they're figuring their kind words together. But when 3 hours hits, this is when it starts to get awkward. At 3 hours, at that point, it's like the first person to look up at the clock. They're like, okay, well, she's moved on to a better place, and now we should get out of here. There you have it. But what about the people who really never leave? It's like you go camp out in the bathroom, you come out like a day later, they're still freaking there. What do you do to those people? You can try turning the air conditioning on full blast. But again, if you have particularly resistant guests who just don't leave, then you may just end up freezing them. That happened once. I'd say, I mean, if the bathroom thing doesn't work and the air conditioning scan doesn't work, that's when you bring in the Mormons, and then they... What about when you are with that same annoying person, same annoying people, but you're in your car? Now you're in a closed space with them. That's even worse. Like, you're supposed to drive them somewhere and drop them off, but you get to the destination, you know, that point where they're supposed to get out, and they just sit there talking forever. You know, there's a universally recognized sign for letting someone know that you do not want to stay and chat. It's called leaving your car running. So when you pull up and you leave the car running, you don't even put it in park, and they still sit there and strike up a conversation you know you are screwed. And what do you do then? Because I mean, like, you can tell they're going to be talking for a while. You don't want to sit there wasting gas, but if you turn the car off and go, it's like acknowledging that you've lost the battle. What do you do? I realized, I don't know how effective this is, but personally, I tend to jingle my keys. You know, I mean, they're still in the ignition, and I'm just like intensely gripping the lanyard, jingling them, hoping that my passenger will magically get the connection to go. I think it's kind of like the clicking of the red heels in The Wizard of Oz. It's like, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. So you need to get the hell out of my car and go home. But like I said, I don't think that hasn't proved to be too effective. So what do? You can try blasting the air conditioning again. Not to be confused with the heater knob. I kind of sent the opposite message to your passenger. That happened once too. So again, if those don't work, I'm thinking carrying a Mormon around in your trunk all the time is pretty much a good go. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I've been up here for a while telling jokes. You guys are all still here. This is kind of new for me. I mean, like, I've actually never gotten all the way through a routine before. You know, without like being yanked off stage. Actually, after a while, I kind of just quit writing in endings to my material. Well, this is awkward. I was planning on you all like leaving and being gone by now, and you're still here. And you don't look like you're out to leave. Maybe I should leave. Maybe, I mean, I'm the minority between the two of us. Maybe I should just head out and just, yeah. So apparently I have to introduce the next sketch. It's called Reality Oscars and Stalling. Can we take a quick poll? If you were given the options roll, fold, or crumple, what do you guys do with your toilet paper? We have no proud rollers. How about folders? Do we have anyone in here that does origami? We have one origami. Thank you. Crumplers, personally, I'm a crumpler. Yes! We have crumplers. Oh, I love this crowd. You've been awesome, and I think they are ready. Reality Oscars.